Well, alright! Welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here in the world famous As It Should Be archives, actually. And I decided I wanted to do a track versus track video here in the archives because I'll actually have the records to show you. And yeah, and this time I'm going to be doing a couple Kiss albums, one of which I've done a track versus track before against AC/DC, and that's Rock and Roll Over. But I'm this time putting it against Love Gun. I mean, you know, these two albums, I mean, yeah, these are perfect albums put together, in my opinion, and they have 10 tracks each, so there we go. Before we get started, it's like I'm speaking a little funny, and my voice is a little weird, isn't it? Well, I've had some long overdue and badly needed dental work done, and at the moment, my tongue hasn't really figured out what to do about things that have changed. Eventually, it'll all even out and everything will be good. But at the moment, I have a lisp and I'm talking like the Pepperidge Farms guy. But all that aside, I'm just bringing that up because I'm insisting I'll make this video even though I'm speaking weird. But I wanted to tell you why I'm speaking weird. But back to the video. Rock and Roll Over versus Love Gun. Oh man, these albums. Now, Rock and Roll Over, I got this album. It came out in November 1976, and I got it on my birthday on December 8th, 1976. So it was brand new when I got it, and I got Destroyer that day too. This is not that copy. I don't have that. That copy is long since history. But let's have a look at this copy. I have, the inner sleeve with the OG label. And the order form, so you can give even more money to Kiss. And if that wasn't enough, you can join the fan club, so you can give more money to Kiss. And the sticker, yeah, the sticker. Now, my original copy, of course, had all these things in it. My sticker. One day in school, I brought to school with me one day, and I decided just to stick it on my desk. I actually peeled off the stickers and assembled it onto my desk. That was the end of that sticker. I was 6. No, I was 7. Yeah, so into that. And Love Gun. I didn't get Love Gun when it first came out. I probably didn't get it until probably around the time of Dynasty, I think. But this one, I have 2 order forms. Yeah. Even more money I can give to Kiss. Actually, it's money I would give to Kiss if I could still order these things. I'm sure I'm not alone in that. And pretty much the only label that ever was for Love Gun, at least on Casablanca. One thing I don't have for this, never have, and probably never will, is the actual Love Gun insert. I'm trying to do this while putting this away. Because, even the copy that I got in the 70s didn't have the insert. I've never had it. But it's impossible to get now. But anyway, on to the track versus track. Let me pull up my track list here. Okay, alright, so track number 1 on Rock and Roll Over, I Want You. And that goes up against track number 1 on Love Gun, which is I Stole Your Love. Woo! I'm not going to pretend I didn't see this. I knew what the opening tracks are on these albums, and I knew what I was up against. And I don't know how I could ever possibly choose between these two songs. I mean, really, it's a tie. It's a tie. I can't really honestly choose between the two. But the only way I can really choose is that I'm going to go with I Want Your Love. I Want Your Love. I Want to Steal Your Love. I'm going to go with I Want You. Just because of timeline and, it's the opening song on the first Kiss album I ever owned. And, yeah. So, I maybe have to go with that route. Because I can't really choose one that I think is better. I mean, these are truly just, truly. So, Rock and Roll Over gets one. Oh, and I don't have any tally sheets here, so I'm going to have to, hopefully I'll remember. I know what I'll do. Okay. All right. So track number 2 on Rock and Roll Over is "Take Me." Okay. Versus track number 2 on Love Gun, which is "Christine 16." All right. Woo, that's a tough one too. That is really tough. Because I love Christine 16, and I love "Take Me." Ooh, this is a thinker. I mean, this one can be done. The 2-track ones, that's impossible. But this one can be done. I just have to think about it a minute. "Take Me" versus Christine 16. See, I'm speaking like I shouldn't even be doing this. It's ridiculous, but I'm doing it anyway. "Take Me" versus Christine 16. Okay. Oh. God, you know what? Really, honestly, that's a tie too. But I got to come up with one. Christine 16 versus "Take Me." Ooh. Well, you know, I'm gonna go "Take Me." But again, really, it's a tie. Okay. Track number 3 on Rock and Roll Over is "Calling Dr. Love." And that goes up against track number 2 on Love Gun, which is "Got Love for Sale." That one's easy. That one's very easy. "Calling Dr. Love." Yeah, Rock and Roll Over gets that one too. Wow. Rock and Roll Over has all the points so far. Let's see how this goes. Okay. All right. Well, track number 4 on Rock and Roll Over is "Ladies' Room." Okay. And that goes up against track number 4 on Love Gun, which is "Shock Me." Oh, man. Now, that's the easiest one so far. Take 2. That one is the easiest one. Nobody would not choose "Shock Me." Yeah, "Shock Me" gets that by 100 miles, by galaxies. Okay, so track number 5 on Rock and Roll Over, "Baby Driver," versus track number 5 on Love Gun, which is "Tomorrow and Tonight." And, that's a little tough. There was a time when I would have just easily given that to "Tomorrow and Tonight." Because "Baby Driver," it used to be that I didn't really like that track much. That was definitely one of my least favorites on this album. But I've grown to like it a lot more. Yeah, it's weird. "Baby Driver" I've grown to like more, and "Tomorrow and Tonight" I like a bit less. So they've kind of evened out. But you know what? I'm going to give it to "Baby Driver." I am going to give it to "Baby Driver." Yeah, I'm telling you. It wasn't that long ago. Maybe, for most of the time that I've known these albums, I would definitely have given that to "Tomorrow and Tonight. But not today. Okay. So track number 6 on Rock and Roll Over is "Love 'Em and Leavin'." Love 'Em and Leavin'. Yeah. Tongue-tied and twisted. Okay. "Love 'Em and Leave 'Em." Okay. Versus track number 6 on Rock and Roll Over, Take 2. I'm going to do this. I'm totally going to do this on Love Gun. The title track, "Love Gun." And, that one's pretty easy. Love Gun. Yeah. I really love "Love 'Em and Leave 'Em" a lot. A lot of people, I think, don't like that one too much. That's not necessarily one that tends to be a favorite, but I really love that song. But it's no match for Love Gun. Come on. Yeah. Okay. So track number 7 on Rock and Roll Over is "Mr. Speed." That one's well loved. That one is well loved by the Army. Well loved by me too. Track number 7 on Love Gun, "Hooligan." Mr. Speed all the way. "Hooligan." Yeah, "Hooligans" is one of the worst Kiss songs of the 70s, I think. But anyway, so track number 8 on Rock and Roll Over is "See You in Your Dreams." And that goes up against track number 8 on Love Gun, which is "Almost Human." Well, that's pretty easy. I'm going to give that one to Love Gun, "Almost Human," because "See You in Your Dreams" is probably my least favorite song on Rock and Roll Over. And "Almost Human" is not really one of my favorites on Love Gun either, but I'll take it over See You in Your Dreams. Okay, so number 9 on Rock and Roll Over is Hard Luck Woman. And that goes against number 9 on Love Gun, which is Plaster Caster. And that's a super easy one too. Hard Luck Woman. Hard Luck Woman. It's incalculable how much Hard Luck Woman wins over Plaster Caster. I mean, Plaster Caster's okay, but I mean, it's actually really technically a really terrible song. You know, I think we all Kiss fans, we kind of love that song, but let's be honest with ourselves. I love it too, just like you do, but it's a terrible song. I mean, it's not a well-written song, it's not a great song. Just because you love Kiss, just because you love this album, just because you were 7 when it came out, doesn't make it a great song. It's a crap song that I love just like you do. All right, so number 10 on Rock and Roll Over, Making Love. Whew, whew, whew. Man, one of the best songs on this album, one of the best Kiss songs, period. And that it goes up against number 10 on Love Gun, which is Then She Kissed Me, which is one of the lamest Kiss tracks, period. Easily one of the lamest of the 70s, and by far the worst one on Love Gun. So, in case you haven't figured it out, Making Love wins that one by a mile. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Rock and Roll Over has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Love Gun has 1, 2, 3. Wow, Love Gun got 3. The winner and champion, Rock and Roll Over. That's right. Okay, so thank you everybody for coming along to watch me lisp my way through my first track versus track in the archives. But maybe you might consider subscribing if you haven't. Those of you who have, I thank you, and I thank you for watching this video. But if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. Like and comment, all that kind of stuff. But most importantly, come back on Thursday, because Crystal Durant and Tommy Von Voigt and I are going to be back, and we're going to be continuing our Albums of the Year series. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I think I'm going to be putting this out on the week that we're doing 1967. Okay? Yeah, so we're going to be, I'm just going to, we'll see if that's the case. If not, I'm probably going to have to correct myself down below. But yeah, I think this Thursday we're going to be doing the albums of 1967. Yeah, so do come back for that. All right, everybody. I'll see you real soon. All right, so everybody, oh God, okay. Well, I can't imagine that being even remotely postable.